oh, wait a minute. It's 6:30. And again, we only have 2 council members here. And Bertha, you said you sent out a reminder for everyone to know about the special meeting because of you sent a text and the agenda to everybody by email as well, right? Okay. So we went over this the last time, and it's trying to do city business that is required. Thank you, Jeff. You don't have to stay. As we went over it the last time, as far as city business that needs to be conducted, we have, again, 3 council members that refuse to be here because they are not getting their way. Many times that has been discussed about the contract, Neil's contract, whether they want to accept it or not. I signed an agreement that is a 4/5 vote. And Sabrina and Kathy knows this, because Kathy abstained on the vote. It was a 4-1. Now, just because she does not get what she wants and the rest of the 2 that came on board, it doesn't mean that you just don't conduct city business. This is what the city public of the community actually voted for. They voted for these individuals to move the city forward and not to be throwing tantrums and not do their part as elected officials. It was mentioned at the last meeting, which I'm sure they're not afraid of $25 fee, but there's other repercussions that they might be facing. So again, Neil, can you go over what what we can issue as far as for tomorrow? We'll schedule another meeting. So this will be the second meeting they missed. Okay, this is the second meeting that they officially missed to conduct business for the city of Parlier. So you can go ahead and issue or explain what we're issuing to the chief and staff that are here, so that they are aware what's the next move, which will be for tomorrow, another special meeting, which will be the 3rd meeting of city.
That is an order of adjournment.
Okay. This is
So
the.
you have,
Can you go to the mic? So this is the order of adjournment, notice to attend adjournment special meeting of the City Council of the City of Parlier on June 25th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. and authorizing an issuance of citation and imposition of a fine upon failure to appear. Municipal Code 2.04.090, Government Code 368110/54955. These are the violations. Can you go ahead and, since you are the one that knows
under
more.
Government Code Section 3581.
Make sure the green button.
Under Government Code Section 3585, I'm sorry, 35810.
Already, right?
This isn't, please don't interrupt. Let him finish and then we can talk about
It
it.
just looks like it's business, I'm sorry.
It's not. I don't think that you have the legal knowledge to know what we're doing. So,
No, I don't.
okay, we have a city attorney that's here. Let him finish what he needs to say without interruptions, please.
Oh, I was, after you were talking.
Well,
so
I'm talking because I have the floor and I'm the chair. Okay? Thank you.
The Government Code provides that when less than a majority of the council is appeared at a meeting that is duly scheduled, they may adjourn the meeting. This is not the typical adjournment that you're used to. This is an adjournment of the meeting to a specific time and place. The order you have before you would adjourn this meeting to tomorrow night at 6:30 here in the council chambers. Under Government Code Section 54955, the less than a majority of a quorum, or less than a quorum, may adjourn any regular or special meeting to a specific date and time. That's part of the Brown Act. Under your municipal code, which ties into Government Code Section 35810, because that allows you to adjourn the meeting to a different time and place, and to compel the attendance of absent members in the manner provided for by ordinance. Our ordinance provides that two of you can issue the order of adjournment, and you can serve them personally with that order and with that notice stating that this meeting has been adjourned to that date and time,
Okay.
and that you require their attendance. If they fail to attend, they're refusing to attend a third meeting. Our ordinance states that any person served with that notice is required to attend, and the provision imposes a $25 fine for failing to attend, but a different part of your ordinance, which is 1.16.010, provides for a fine for every violation of every provision of the municipal code, and it provides for a fine of $200 for the first offense, and then it graduates from there, $500 for the second, $1,000 for the third. So by entering that order that you have before you, which, like I say, just simply tells them to attend at the adjourned meeting, which is going to take place on June 25, 6:30 p.m. here in the council chambers, they will be required to attend, and if they don't attend, they will be subject to a citation in the amount of $225. That will be the third meeting that they've refused to attend. Under our ordinances, if you refuse to attend 4 meetings, you forfeit your position.
So then they pretty much,
And that is just the way our ordinance is written. Under the state law, there's a different provision. You've got to be absent for 60 days from all regular meetings occurring within those 60 days. Ours is not limited to that. It's not required to be limited to that. The state law does not preempt our ordinance because our ordinance imposes a more stringent requirement.
and it's because it's refusal. It's not because they couldn't, for some reason, an unforeseen reason that they couldn't make it.
Well, it's never a refusal if they've got, you know, a good reason. Somebody's sick or,
Right.
you know, that sort of thing. You're entitled to not attend a meeting in those circumstances, and you're excused.
Well, again, and this is what the public needs to be aware of exactly. We have a resolution that needed to be approved at the last meeting, Neil, which was for $700,000. That everybody complains about the roads that are not repaired, there's potholes or this and that. $700,000 for SB funds that we had to submit a resolution by the 30th, no later.
Yes.
And as Javier said, or else we beg, they're not gonna hear they're gonna say, well, you didn't follow through the protocol and the process. They give it to the next city. So we won't get those funds. So again, so they're actually harming the city on receiving funds that we could have received of the first year of July fiscal year
Yes.
to conduct, well, to pretty much fix the issues within our city. But again, I've never dealt with a council that is so childish until now.
So all
Never.
you need to do, excuse me, is sign that order with the mayor
So
pro
I
tem.
do have a question for you because I just spoke to Sabrina. She can make it here at 5. Can we adjust the time to 5?
You can.
Are we adjourning this meeting?
But we have to.
Yeah, we're adjourning this meeting.
Because I can't do a 24-hour special notice here.
You don't need any notice.
It's because.
What you need to do is
Go
you need to
after the
post
6:30.
you need to post that order in the normal place that you would post your agenda, including your website. You don't have to do it within any certain amount of time. It's okay if they are personally served with this 3 hours before.
Because it's their doing that caused this problem. This is an urgent matter that needs to get dealt with. It's $700,000 that will affect the city of Parlier, and possibly even affect us for future funds because we're not following through the process that we should. So, to me, it's like, who does that? Keep saying.
And your police department, your chief of police, has a ministerial mandatory duty that is right in your ordinances to enforce all city ordinances.
Right.
And so what you're acting under now is a city ordinance. It's required to be personally served on them in order to be effective. So when you enter the order, you need to provide it or a copy of it to your chief of police and direct him to serve it on them, each of them.
Okay. Did you get that, Chief? Do you understand that we have to serve them? And if not, I'm going to look into what else can be done through the courts or through the DA, because this is harming our city and
It's paralyzing your city.
they don't care.
You can't
It's a
continue to
tantrum, Neil.
operate if you have
So-
no ability to pay your bills. They'll shut off your power.
Yeah, well, they're not gonna get paid, and then
Your-
we're gonna
your-
lose out
your
$700,000.
agreements that require payment at a particular time. It's going to compound your liability.
Mm-hmm. Well, all because, again, I said many times, your contract was signed, it's 4/5 vote, they don't like that, sorry.
There are at least 10 people who can testify that was approved.
We have the email that also shows that.
Yes.
The email, me signing both contracts, and yet
Why,
they
you
cannot
bo- you
accept
both-
that.
you-
And
you
wanna
and
go with a
Sonia-
2018 contract that was when you first came in. How convenient. So it mysteriously disappears. And this is not the first time I said this before. It's not the first time that stuff gets lost. So the other one was that Element 7 with the same issue. Their contract was lost. So no, we're not gonna go and do what they want. And if they don't wanna be here, then can go ahead and keep missing, because at the end of the day, it's not gonna fall on me. It's gonna fall on them for not showing up. And this is what's gonna show the public exactly what we have here.
If you're changing the time.
I did change the time, is that correct? Okay?
It's written in there in several spots.
I did it.
Catch every one of those spots where it says 6:30, change it to 5.
Okay. I did it. I think, can you check that for me, please, just to make sure? I think I got them all. So again, public, just know who you vote for. Next time, please really think about who you're voting for, and not just because it's a friend or family member that you think that is a good candidate for this city. Because things like this will happen when they don't get their way, and they feel that they have the majority and they could do whatever they want, and it doesn't work that way. There's laws that they have to follow, policies, and municipal codes that they also have to follow. But again, it's a tantrum. So Chief, Bertha, do I give this to Chief?
Well, you need to give it to Bertha, have her make copies and
Post it?
post it, and then it goes to Chief, and he
Okay. All right, Chief. So do we need something from him, letting us know when he served them,
That would be helpful.
Chief? You will need to at least inform us something in writing that you did do that? Maybe an email? Okay, so, do I just adjourn, or what do I do, or?
No,
just-
there's nothing to
just-
adjourn. You've
just
adjourned,
close.
you've adjourned this meeting and you've ordered it
For the next,
to be
continued for the next.
carried on
Carried over to the next meeting,
tomorrow
at 5.
o'clock.
Okay, so we will carry this meeting for tomorrow at 5 and see if they appear, and if they do not, then, I will have to make some phone calls and figure out what's the next step. And people, just be aware of what you're dealing with here. No city business. Businesses are never gonna wanna come to the city when you have leaders like that. Thank you. Good night.